Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Siobhan. If you're new here, welcome. So we have a lot to get into, so I'm going to jump right into this ultimate notebook planner review for 2023. These are just some of what I have. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more in the market, but I'm going to share with you what I have, my thoughts, and I'm also going to share with you what I am using for 2022. So all right, let's go. All right, so I tried to group them by size. So I've already reviewed this in a previous video. Because it's sort of like a notebook style, I just threw this one in here, and this one I'm showing it first. It's not going to be like a really big overview. I'll link the old video. But this is the 2023 Louis Vuitton notebook. It's for the desk agenda. And my thoughts on this were that it was kind of cheaply made. I hate this white wire. I don't like that they took away the gold foil, and also there's no monthly layout in this, so we lost a lot in this, and I would not recommend this, because especially if you need that monthly layout, to me it's just not worth it. I'm probably going to end up selling it, so if you're interested, you can message me on Instagram. All right, next up we have the Hobonichi Techo. This is the Hobonichi Cousin 2023. I've always said that I think the Hobonichi is the perfect planner size. It is A5 size, and this is your ultimate planner. This has monthly layout, weekly layout, and daily. So if you are struggling to find a planner that works for you and you would like to have one planner for your life, this will be it. So an example is the Hobonichi has all the year overview, and then it has a daily. You can use this for like a tracker in the section, but then it jumps into the monthly. So you can actually use a monthly section to do planning, and you can maybe plan one aspect of your life in the monthly section, and after the monthly section it jumps right into the weekly section. It's 7 days. You have space on the left to write notes, and it's timed. So if you like that timed format, this is perfect for you. It does start pretty early in the morning, and then it goes all the way, I think it's 24 hours. But you do have section to write your notes. You can track another area in this section, maybe work schedule if you want. And then after the weekly, it jumps right into the daily. One thing about the daily, it does have a blank page at the beginning of each month, so you can kind of use that as a month overview, maybe do some deco to kind of bring the month in. So like for March, this is how it looks. The paper is very thin. It's Tahoe River paper, and if you like the thin paper like the Stalogy, to me it feels a little thinner than the Stalogy. If you like that kind of paper, this is perfect for you. So it does have 365 days of planning daily, a weekly planning, and monthly. So this is the colors that each of the month are different colors when it comes to the daily section. What I don't like about those are what I love about it. What I don't like about this is the lines are, I don't like the blue line, and I don't like the colors. If this was neutral, I would be in love with this. I wouldn't use anything else. I would honestly use this, because this is, to me, is a perfect planner. I don't like the colors, and the fact that the days each month are a different color, it kind of drives me nuts. I don't like it. But I do think that it is perfect if you can look past that. I think this is why a lot of people right now love this one is from the Common Plan, from the Sterling ink, because the Sterling ink to me is a direct replica of the Hobonichi Cousin. This is basically the same planner, but in a smaller size, which the Hobonichi Cousin does not come in a smaller size. It's only the A5, and then there's an A6. There's no B6. So if there was a B6, it would be perfect. And if it was neutral, gosh, take my money. So that's the Hobonichi Cousin 2023. If you want just one planner to track different things, that's your planner. All right, let me see. I'm going to continue with the planners. that are like actual planner planners. So next up we have the Hemlock and Oak 2023 weekly planner. I know this has gained a little bit of popularity in the past few months. I've had one last year, and not the planner, a notebook, and this year I decided to try out their planner. So this is an A5 size. It does fit in the desk agenda if you have it. It fits great. And the paper is 150 GSM, meaning that's the thickness of it. It's a lot thicker than the Hobonichi and the Stalogy paper. To me, it's like the perfect medium between the papers. If you remember like the Erin Condren planner papers, it's just a little bit thicker than that. So this one is the weekly version. So the weekly, this is how it looks inside. It has like the 2022 reflection. You can put values, your goal creation section, if you want to list your goals and your steps, the steps you're taking to meet your goals, you can put that there. Attainable habits, I'm doing more attainability next year versus goals. I'll talk about that when I get into my actual section. Then we have the year overview, and then you have a 2023 plan, and you can use these as monthly trackers. I absolutely love this. And then you have the list of holidays. Let me see if they put Juneteenth on here. USA. Yep, they got it. Listen, I want to make sure. All right, so then we have a blank page here, and then we have the January 2023. It's an overview before you go into the month. It is a very neutral layout, which is perfect because it gives you that opportunity to decorate the heck out of it if you want, or leave it blank. It's very easy on the eye. There's no colors from month to month. And the weekly section is amazing because not only do you have for the day, you have your time section if you want to keep track of a schedule, you also have enough space at the bottom to write like to-do lists. You have a task list on the sides, your intentions, your focus, and it shows you the current week that you're on. So each month it starts with a review. It goes into the monthly calendar. I'm sorry, the month ends with a review. Then it goes into the monthly overview for the following month, followed by the monthly calendar, and then the weekly pages. It does lay flat. It is a hardbound cover, and it has 3 bookmarks, so you can mark 3 different sections of the notebook, of the planner. And then in the back, there are note pages. So it starts with, let's see. So it's like this amount of pages. It's probably around 10 or so. Pages are pretty thick. I have to get used to that. And another thing I like about this is the grid spacing on this is about 4 centimeters. Not centimeters, is it? 4 mm, yeah. Comes in different colors. I love it. Really good book. The only reason why I'm not using it is because I love the blank notebooks to be able to do my own thing. All right, next up is the Hemlock and Oak Daily. And I originally thought that I could use this because Daily gives me more space to be creative. But upon inspection when it arrived, this thing is a monster. It is so thick. It can't fit in the desk agenda. It's just too wide to fit. So if you have a desk agenda, this is not a good fit. The better fit is going to be either the graph notebooks or the weekly. So this is the 2023 daily. It starts with the same concept as the other one. It has the overview, the year planning, holidays, important notes, and it goes into monthly. So January 2023, and then the daily pages are schedule on the left and a to-do section, big enough space to write a whole novel. You can write so much here, intentions and space. And the grid spacing, I think it's about 4 mm as well. It's a decent size. So it's all daily. I think they have maybe 1 or 2. Oh, there's actually no notes pages in the back, but honestly, a book this big, what more space do you need? If you don't have enough space to write your notes here, I don't know. I have no idea what to say about that, but this is a lot of space for your daily use. And it's 150 GSM, very thick pages, beautiful white pages, just like the other one. So that's the Hemlock and Oak 2022 daily. And then we have some notebooks that are just blank notebooks. You have to kind of design the layouts, the weekly pages. This is where you're going to have to be a little bit creative. To me, these are more fun. it gives us something to do if you're looking for like a hobby. So this one is called from createwithpen.com, and it's an A5 size notebook. It's just a blank notebook. It has this little thing right here. I love this better than the Stalogy because the Stalogy has an ugly gray color that you'll see next. The one thing is the grid spacing on this is about 5 mm. This is like the grid spacing in the B6 Stalogy size. So if you have a Stalogy, this is around the same grid spacing. And I think this is 230 pages. Don't quote me on it, but look her up. It's createwithpen.com, and it's a very good notebook. The pages are thicker than the Stalogy, but a lot thinner than the Hemlock and Oak and Archer and Olives and stuff like that. But it is a little bit, no, actually, I'm sorry, take that back. The pages are very thin as well. It's probably like the Tamor River paper. So also thin pages if you love that. The thing with notebooks with thin pages is that it starts off very thin and it looks like this. Like you can see, this is the Stalogy. It looks so neat, you don't even want to touch it. And then by the end of the year, it's going to look like this. So it does bulk up a lot, especially if you put stuff in it. You add tip-ins, you do stickers on your weekly pages, you add pictures and things like that. It does bulk up. So this one is Create with Pen. And I love this one as well. My plans for this is because it has the thinner pages. If I need any extra page in my current notebook, I could take it from here to tip in the other one. I'll talk about that a little bit more. All right, next up we have the Stalogy. This is very common. A lot of people know the Stalogy. I will always love the Stalogy notebook. It is, the pages are very thin. My preference out of all of them is the A5 size because the grid spacing is 4 mm. I like the smaller grid spacing. But if you have like the A5 size in this grid spacing, you're gonna have a lot of space to write because the grids are smaller. It does have the month at the top, so you'll just circle the month and then you circle the day of the week. This one is a go-to. It's 365 or more pages, and they come in different colors: yellow, black, green, red, blue. And it has this little flap here. This is the ugly gray that it's not ugly, but I don't like it. So Stalogy is always a yes. Also with the Stalogy notebook, there is a time section on the left. So if you want to cut the page in half, not cut, like mark it in half, create a line here, you can do your schedule here and to-do list. You can basically do what's in the other notebooks that I showed you, like the Hemlock and Oak, the weekly and the daily. All you have to do is just create the design that you like. What I like about these blank notebooks that are, you know, just, it's like leave it up to you to do what you want. Sorry, I had to drink some water. The ones where you basically create what you want is that there's no pressure if you don't plan a day because you just pick up where you leave off. If you're using like a notebook that is dated, some people feel really bad when they have blank pages. It's like a real thing. I don't like blank pages in my notebook, so I really love not having that I have to fill this page feeling because there's a date here and I have to write something on this date. So Stalogy is a yes. If you are curious, it is the same exact size as the Create with Pen. So if you can see, look, Create with Pen, same exact height, width, and probably almost thickness. So now we're going to move on to a series of planners from our Estelle and Annie plans. So I have the A5, I have the weeks, I have the B6, and I have the A6. So this is a whole family right here. This is a nice family photo. I love these so much. So the first one I got was the B6 Classic, and this B6 Classic is very beautiful. I love the minimalist of the planner. The lines are very faint. I don't know how this got dirty. Wow. The lines are very faint, and what's so special about this one is that unlike the B6 Stalogy, that is a similar notebook, this does come with like dates and like calendar overviews, year overviews in the beginning. And then it has these columns where you can use them as trackers. There's like 3 columns here, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. You can use it as a tracker, or you can use this as a future log. You'll just have to write the month out at the top. And then for the month, you'll write your future events. After that, you have a blank monthly calendar. If you're not so good with drawing the monthly calendar, you can just put in the dates. Make sure you put the right dates in the right box, because that can be very annoying. And then it goes into like blank pages. You can do weekly spreads, daily spreads, whatever your heart desires. And the page for this one is also very thin. This is the Tomoe River paper. So if you like that, this is for you. My dislikes for this one is that the monthly, I don't know if you can see it, but the monthly calendar that it's drawn in, all you have to do is write the numbers in. It doesn't have grids, so I don't write straight if I don't have lines. So that's one of the things I don't like about it. And the other thing was the lines are, I love the faint lines, but I struggled a lot to find them, especially if you're going to write at night. But other than that, maybe it's just my old eyes, but I have new eyes now because I got LASIK, so I should have good eyes. But that's a reason why I didn't like it when I first got it. But I do love the notebook itself. I just wish the lines were just a tad bit darker, but that's just my preference. So this is the B6. Our Estelle Annie plans, going on to the A6. So this is the 2023 Classic A6, and this is a dated planner. So in the very beginning, you have your year overview, 22, 23, and the first part of 2024. And then you have 2 blank pages. You can create like an index or key. And then you go into December. It starts with December. The December spread does not have grids, so you'll have to kind of freestyle the lines. But the pages are thin enough where you can actually see the grids on the other side. I think this is a newer format that they designed, because my B6 is probably old. But I do note that the grids here are a lot more visible. I can see it more, but it's not too much, if you understand that, if it makes sense. So it has the December note sections here, and then you have a weekly section, and then a blank page here, and then you have blank page, then you have another week, blank, blank, blank. So an idea of how you can use this, you can use this as a week overview, maybe do a grocery list or a menu here. And if you want to do some daily planning, you have 1, 2, 3 pages to work out a daily planning if you like. And it goes from December all the way to December of 2023. So at the very end, there aren't any extra note pages, just the regular. This is the A6 size. It's very cute. I love this. This is good for just throwing in your purse. I really love this. I'm gonna end up using some of these, not all of them. I'm gonna give away one, and I'm gonna tell you which one I'm gonna be giving away, okay? And the rules of the giveaway. All right, continuing on with our Estelle and Annie plans. This is their weeks version, Classic 2023. The weeks come in volume 1 and 2. It's basically just half the year split into 2. And the week layout is the year overview in the beginning, and then it goes into, I think this is blank pages for maybe reference or whatever you want. December, it starts December, and this is the weekly layout. You have the section to write notes for this week. It has the weeks, and then you have blank pages, 28, 29, 30. So it's kind of like a weekly daily. And you have daily until it goes to the following week. And one thing, you have these faint markings here. It just shows you the number of the month, so you can know that this is 4, this is 5, if you can see it. So it comes into with 2 sections, not 2 sec, 2 notebooks. I would have liked if it was 1 because it wouldn't be that thick, but this is really cute. I love it. The lines are noticeable. I won't have to strain my eyes. This is a lot better than, I just think my B6 is old. I think that's their older version. So this is definitely plus in my book. I don't have not anything that I don't like about it. I love it. And then we have the classic weekly vertical A5, and this is Undated. I think this is also, I have this older one, I think, I'm not sure. Year overview, and I believe this is the same size as the Stalogy. Let me double check in case you are wondering. I didn't have a weeks or to compare the size with, but this is the same size as the B6 Stalogy. So this is how it goes. So you have the year overview, and then you have these columns, 3 here, 3 here. You can use it as future logs if you want, tracking. Then you have a monthly layout. You just write in your dates, and then you have blank page, month, blank page, month, blank page. So all the months are in the beginning, followed by 2 blank page, and then it goes into the blank pages. So what I like about the blank pages is that there's 2 columns on each page. So you can see the little separation in the center. You have 1 column here, 1 column there. The grid spacing on this is about 4 mm or a little less. It's a lot. It's small. Let me see if it's as small as the Stalogy. It could be about the same or a little tinier. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Look at the specs when you check out the actual website. But I love it. And one thing that I was thinking of doing, if I got like a daily, not a daily, I'm sorry. So if I had like a daily, not a daily, maybe like a dated A5, I would just combine the dated one to have some dated, and then the Stalogy would be the back, and it would be the rest of it. I'm always thinking of ways to customize something. That's just my thing. I love doing it. All right, so that's it for the Estelle and Annie Plans planners. I love their entire collection, and they have these bags, these mini tote bags that just came out, and I ordered too. I'm going to share a review when those arrive. Okay, so next up we have the Archer and Olive dot grid notebook. It's 160 GSM ultra thick paper, 144 dot grid pages. I am not a dot grid page fan, but for some reason I saw this and I felt like I needed it, so I have it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. It's just a blank notebook. It has the "this book belongs to" with 3 lines to write who it belongs to, but I highly suggest you don't do that. We all know why. And then it goes into the daily, not the daily, the blank pages for you to be creative. In the back, it does have a pocket where you can put stickers or papers, and then it has this elastic band to keep it closed. It does have a bookmark, and the bookmark have the Archer and Olive logo on it. Very thick paper. You can actually paint on it. So if you want to have something to do, maybe some mixed media type thing, or just a little notebook to be creative with, to try things out, that is a good option. So continuing with the thick pages, we have I think this one is the Archer and Olive as well, and this is their B6 size. I tried to be prepared so I wouldn't have to do this. Sorry, I forgot to get the, oh, I don't have it. So I don't know how many pages are in here. So sorry. Oh wait, it's numbered. No, it's not. My bad. I think this is 114 pages. This is the B6 size. It is very small and compact. It does have the elastic band to keep it closed, and it also have 2 bookmarks and the Archer and Olive little gold logo on it. It's a blank notebook. It has the U this book belongs to. Then it goes into the blank pages. They are dot grid pages. The page is super white. It's 160 GSM. If you want to be creative, this is it. You know, you can do a lot with the paper. You can use super thick pens, no bleeding, along with the previous one. So that's something to consider if you are looking for white pages and dot grid. I'm not a fan of dot grid. That little separation between the two dots kind of drive me nuts because I don't write straight on it. Even though it's just a little section. I don't know what's wrong with me, but that's me. All right, up next we have the A6 size Stalogy. Super compact, super cute. The grid spacing on this is about 5 mm. It has the times on the left. The times start from 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're a late riser or you have a late start, this is perfect for you. And then on the top, it has the months and the dates. You can just circle where you are. There are 365 days here. This is A6. And I can compare this to the Estelle A6 to see if they are the same size. So let me just grab that one. Oops, something fell. So the Estelle and Annie Plants, same as the A6 Stalogy. Same paper, same thin paper. I'm a Stalogy lover. I will always choose Stalogy. I just didn't choose it this year because I wanted to try something new. In the B6 family, we have the Wonderland 222 notebook, and similar concept with the thin pages. This one has the index in the front, and then it goes into the daily. You can write the dates. It is time from 5 a.m. all the way through. I'm not good with military times and I hate it. I don't know why. The pages are numbered. There are 365 pages. And one thing I didn't like about this one is that there is like a divider in the middle, halfway here. And so I don't know how their newer design is. Maybe it's not like that. The grids are a little bit more darker than the Stalogy. You can see it more, which I like. It's not too much on the eyes. I love the grid space and is about 4 mm. And this one fit perfectly in my MM agenda when I took the rings out. So I love this, an option. I just don't like that it divides up the page for me. What if I don't want to do this layout? I can't really mask this dark line. So that's just something to think about. All right, we're coming down to the wire. Whew, that was a lot. All right, so now we have the planner that everyone's raving about, the 2023 Common Planner B6 Full Year, and this is from Sterling Ink. So I love the gold foil. This is what the Louis Vuitton agenda is missing. And one thing that I didn't really like in the beginning, but I realized it's just because it's new. The pages were all stuck together, but I guess it's from the gold, what do you call it, embossing or whatever. So you have to be careful separating them because the pages are so thin that, you know, you're trying to pull them apart and you will end up wrinkling the page. So I love this notebook. I was just mad that it didn't fit in my MM agenda because the size is a little big. It is B6, but you know, there are different variations of B6 because this is a B6, this is a B6, and this is a B6. And I'm gonna show you this way. Notice that they're all different heights. So this one fit in my MM agenda without when I removed the rings. Perfect fit. This one also fit, this one did not. So that's why I was mad. I was like, bummer. This was going to be my planner for 2023 because I spoke about how I love the Hobonichi Cousin with the functionality of having the monthly, weekly, daily. This is the same concept. There's a 2023 overview, then it goes into the monthly. Wait, there's a blank page here. Then it goes into goal breakdown. Oh, so this is a goal breakdown. It has the goals: someday, 1 year, half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. And then it has your quarterly priorities, and then it goes into like this overview. So for each day there's a line. You can use it as a tracker, and quarterly overview, and then the tracker as well. And then after that it jumps right into the monthly. It does start from December. It is a very neutral layout. The grid spacing is around 4 mm. The numbers are like the perfect font and color. They're not bright. You're able to still see it. The lines aren't too harsh. There's a monthly in the front, and then it goes into the weekly. The weekly columns are timed from 6 a.m. all the way to 12 midnight. You have a calendar on the left. You have space to write notes on this side. There's a couple blank column rows up top, and like a couple on the bottom. I'm not sure how much you can write there, maybe a little quote. So there's the weekly all the way through, and then it starts with the daily. So the daily is just blank. There are no division of the dates, and there's no separation for the months. The daily is numbered, and it's 368 pages. So you're getting a lot here. So like I said before, this is exactly a replica of the Hobonichi Cousin, except that this is a neutral color. It's all neutral. And the neutral color, I forgot what I was going to say. It's neutral, and it's a B6 size because Hobonichi does not have a B6 size. I actually love it. I love the paper, but when I was going to use the MM, it wouldn't fit, so I wouldn't be able to use it. And now I'm using my desk agenda, and I don't have use for it. So I will be gifting this to someone who would love this as a thank you for being here gift. If you just leave a comment below if you want to enter. Let me see, just comment that whatever you comment, even if you're asking a question, just write somewhere in there, I love the Sterling B6, and then I'll put you in for an entry. So you'll have to message me on Instagram once I select the winner and stuff like that. So this is gonna be a giveaway. I have the box, so I'll wrap it up and send it to you. So this, love it. If you love the Hobonichi Cousin and want a smaller size, that's your planner. So the most important part of the video is the notebook that I will be using. So I did not show the cover of this. It's a black cover, just like, so picture this in black. I went ahead and I started working on this last night before I filmed. So what you see here is the Hemlock and Oak notebook, and it has 180 page. It's 150 GSM. In the first page it does have an index, and then it goes into the blank pages. This is 1.5 notebooks combined together because the 180 is just not going to be enough, and I needed a little bit more page because I know based on what I did last year I'm going to need more. So what I was saying before about taking the pages from one of my other notebooks, so I know there are times when I want to add a page in a section and I don't want to. These pages are pretty thick. If I add a lot of these pages in it, if I need more pages, it's going to be bulked up so quickly. So this notebook, the color match is almost the same, and the pages are a lot thinner. I can use these to tip in. The beauty is that it fits perfectly, so there's no cutting down that's required to tip it in. It's the perfect size. I can even start putting it in as I start setting it up. And I know where I would need it because of how I plan. So this is 1.5. This is 1. You can tell this section is 1, and that's half because the tape, the book binding tape, is gone. I did fuse it back together with tape, not tape, with glue. I use, it's in the video. I have it coming up in the video. But if you want to know how to do this, you can watch my previous video, I will link it in the description, where I combine 2 notebooks together, but in this case I combine 1.5. And this is how it's going to be. I'm going to create a thicker backing because I did have to remove the back because the back is so thick it doesn't really go under the flap. And another reason why I removed the top flap is that I don't want the notebook to be too hard. I do hate this little gap, so what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to just slide this down a little bit. I am going to put a little bit of tape underneath it so it does not move, and then I'm going to have tabs. So the tabs are going to come out, and then it's going to look just a little bit better, and then I can use this to stick a pen to save. So I'm going to get myself in trouble because it's probably going to be heavy by the time the year ends, but I work from home and I'm home a lot, so I took that into consideration. I'm not like going out every day, and it's going to give me a lot of space for creativity. I had this notebook last year and I really love the pages, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to use it this year. If I don't like it, I can set up something else, which I dread. I don't like doing that, but I have some plans for this and I can't wait to start using it. It's going to soften up a little bit, but I really love this. And then I'm not sure if I reviewed this, but this is a Christian Dior notebook set. I got it on their website. It's a smaller, thin notebook. There are lined pages. The pages are pretty thick, and I love that about it. And it has this little, it looks like one of those resistant bands. I can't really do it because I have no strength, but this is a little band. I don't know what you can do with it. I thought I could have used it to like keep a notebook closed, but it doesn't work like that. So this is the notebook. This is the top. It has this mahogany, this burgundy color, and then you have the blank pages that are lined. This is like a wide rule. I hate wide rule, so not really a fan, but I love the book, and you know I like to collect notebooks because I love them. So that's all the notebooks that I had. Sorry this video is so late. I was waiting on a lot to come in the mail, and they're all here, and I hope this will help you narrow down your selection. My next video should be a little bit more about me setting up this planner that I am so excited to set up. And one thing that helped me realize the size of the planner notebook I needed was, I don't know if this happens to you, but like, let me go to like a B6. If I were to cut down this, it would be this size. I will essentially be cutting off this, so I will have this much space. But I love having a lot of hand. When I write, I love my hand to be on my notebook. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but if I don't have enough space for my hands, I don't know. But anyway, planner girl problems, first world problems. I did not want to go down smaller because last year in this larger size notebook, I realized that I need a lot of space to write, and going down a size is not benefiting me. So I almost spilled my water on the notebook. Oh my gosh. Let's stop. All right, so this is going to be transformed soon, and you'll see it all. You'll see my process and what I have in store for it. But thank you so much for watching. Remember to enter the giveaway. You must be a subscriber, duh. And I will be selecting a winner to win this common planner from Sterling Ink. It's a B6 size, 2023 dated. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.